Hi guys, welcome back. So here in this session, I'll explain types of SAP projects. Now, guys, once you become SAP consultant, then you guys will be part of a particular project. So here the question is, how many types of projects are there into SAP? So let's have a look. Now, in SAP, we are having four types of project. Okay, first one is implementation project, second one is rollout project, third one is upgrade project, and fourth one is support project. So again, the question is like, what is the difference between these project, right? There might be a question how you guys will come to know uh, that what is happening in implementations, what is happening in rollout, what is happening in upgrade and support. So I'll tell you guys, of course, like once I start the practical session, you guys will be having perfect understanding. But here, let me explain theoretically what is happening here in the sense, what about this implementations rollout? So that I'm going to explain one by one. Okay. So let me start from implementation. Look at here. So in previous session, I have quoted the example of Tata Motor. So here I have specified Tata Motor itself. Now look at here, guys. So let's suppose in Tata Motor, okay, right now they're using a different ERP. Here I have specified Tally. Instead of Tally, you can take example of a different ERP also. So let's suppose at present Tata Motor is using Tally ERP. But Tally means compared to SAP, it is quite small. And Tata Motor is a big organization, guys. So the management of Tata Motor is like they required various different kind of reports, right? And that is not possible to generate through Tally. So in that case, or whichever ERPs are being used by Tata Motor, since this is smaller platform, so that's the reason like they're not able to. So that is not able to Tally is not able to meet the requirement of Tata Motor. So this they decided to go for a bigger platform. They decided to go for a different ERP. Okay, so they did the market research and later on they decided to go for SAP. So now here what will happen, guys? How they will be able to use SAP? So SAP, first of all, SAP must be installed and configured where? In Tata Motor. Then only their employee will be able to use SAP software instead of Tally. So now what will happen, guys? SAP supposed to be installed and configured. So configurations of course will be done by functional consultant. If we talk about SAP installation, I mean to say SAP server, what to say, setup into Tata Motor. So that will be done by basis consultant. Okay. So now here what is happening? Look at here. So SAP is going to install in Tata Motor. SAP installation and configuration is happening here in Tata Motor first time, isn't it? So look at here, guys. Now fresh or first time installation of SAP in any organization is called implementation project. Okay. When the SAP is supposed to be, let's suppose, implemented here in Tata Motor, who will implement this SAP? Of course, Tata Motor will, like invite certain IT company, maybe IBM, Accenture, Wipro, Infosys, right? So let's suppose this project is given to IBM. Okay. Tata Motor has given this project to IBM. Okay. So IBM team, a team of consultant, right? So team of consultant from where? From IBM. So those people will implement SAP here in Tata Motor, right? They will install and configure this SAP in Tata Motor, right? So it is so first time installation and configuration is happening here in Tata Motor, guys. So that's the reason here first time installation of SAP in any organization is called implementation project. So when somebody says, let's suppose you joined a particular organization and your HR manager or whoever is there from that particular organization saying that hi, welcome on board, and you will be the part of implementation project. So what does it mean? Implementation project means in that case you have to assume that in that whatever project you got, implementation project. So for that particular client, generally what is happening, guys? It is the fresh or first time installation of SAP, right? In that particular organization. So now fresh or first time installation of SAP in any organization is called implementation project. Again, entire implementation project is further segregated in 5 phases. That also I'll explain. Okay, what are those phases? That I'll explain in details. No need to worry. So this is all about implementation. Now here I have specified, look at here, greenfield and brownfield. So if we talk about implementation, then it is divided into two parts, greenfield implementation and brownfield implementation. So look at here, if we talk about this example means now here Tata Motor is having, like Tata Motor is using one ERP and it is replaced by SAP. So this ERP, this tally, right? This is called legacy system, right? So here legacy system will be replaced by SAP. This is the example of brownfield implementation. Brownfield implementation means what is happening, guys? Look at here, there is presence of legacy system. It means organization in, like let's suppose Tata Motor itself. So one existing ERP is already there and that is replaced by SAP. So this is the example of brownfield implementation. It means already legacy system is there and that is replaced by SAP. Now, if legacy system is there, then what will happen, guys? Then data migrations will be taking place. Data migration means lots of data are there here in Tally. So once the SAP is implemented, then client, of course, client will request that lots of data are there in Tally. I need certain data here in SAP also. So we have to go for data migrations, right? Data will be migrated from legacy system to SAP system. So what is happening, guys? This data migrations will be taking place in brownfield implementations. Why? Because there is a presence of legacy system which will be replaced by SAP system. So if legacy system is there, it means multiple data are there in the legacy system, and that's the reason data migrations activity will be taking place where data will be migrated from legacy system to SAP system. Now we'll talk about greenfield implementations. So if you talk about greenfield implementation, guys, now let's suppose there is a particular organization in, say for example, Tata Cement. Of course, Tata Cement is not a small, new organization, guys, but just I'm quoting an example. So guys, just assume that Tata Cement is a new organization, a totally new setup. Okay. So here what is happening, if there is a new setup, then of course plant constructions will be taking place. Somewhere the corporate office also, the construction is taking place. Everything is like, it is totally new setup, right? And in order to run that particular organizations, they need an ERP also. So SAP implementation also will be taking place, right? Okay. So this is like totally new. Here what is happening in case of Tata Cement, since it is a quite new setup. So now in Tata Cement, if SAP implementation is happening, that is called greenfield implementations. Why? Because there is no any legacy system, isn't it? And if there is no legacy system, in that case, there is no data migration, because there is no legacy system. So of course, there is no data migration, right? So this is what the classic example of greenfield. So greenfield means a totally new implementations where like the presence of legacy system is not there. There is no legacy system. Brownfield implementation means the presence of legacy system will be there and that will be replaced by SAP system. Okay. And there is one more concept, is there in the market, guys, that is called blue field implementation. Not that much prevalent, right? But I have seen in my live classes, like sometimes people are asking questions, or what is this blue field implementations? So blue field implementation means what is happening? It's a kind of it's a kind of brownfield implementation itself. Okay. It's a kind of brownfield implementation itself. But what is happening, guys? The go live will happen phase by phase. Okay. Go live will happen phase by phase, in the sense, first of all, let's suppose account payable related configurations are done and we have made like SAP system live. So what will happen? All the activity, all the transactions will be posted here into legacy system, but account payable related transaction will be posted in SAP system. Then after some time, what is happening? receivable related configurations will be done, and then account AR, even the entire account receivable also will become live, and so those AR related transactions also will be posted here into SAP system. So phase by phase, what is happening, guys? The phase by phase things are switching from legacy system to SAP system. Okay, so that is blue field implementation. That is not that much prevalent. That's the reason here greenfield and brownfield I have specified, because I've seen multiple times people have asked these questions, that what is the difference between greenfield implementation and brownfield implementation. So hope you guys are able to understand. Greenfield means new implementations where there is absence of legacy system. There is no legacy system. And brownfield means presence of legacy system, and that's the reason data migrations also will be there in brownfield implementation. So hope you guys are able to understand here. Now, so this is what is happening in implementation project. Okay, implementation project means multiple, like almost you can say A to Z configurations we have to do. Lots of configurations we have to do, right? In implementation project, A to Z configuration. That is the reason generally whenever any opening is there, SAP related openings are there. In that case, in like people are preferring someone who is having like knowledge of implementation project will get more preference. Okay, so people are demanding like, okay, candidate must be having the knowledge of implementation project, and that's the reason in my entire tutorial I'll focus on implementation, because implementation means what will happen, guys? 100%. Okay, A to Z, 100% configurations you have to do. So if somebody is having idea of implementation project, easily they will be able to work on support also, rollout also, upgrade also, right? 100% means everything is included in that. Okay, now, so implementation project I have explained. The next one is a rollout. So look at here in rollout. Now we are having here Tata Group. Okay, so Tata Group means a group organization, group company which is having multiple subsidiary. Now here Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Cement, Tata Chemical, right? Lots of subsidiaries are there. So Tata Group has decided. Okay, now I'll just give another example here. Okay, now we are having, let's suppose, so I'll just make it like this. Okay, so here we are having like, let's suppose Tata. Okay, I'll just type in shortcut, guys. Okay, so don't look at the spellings. Tata Group. Under Tata Group, we are having Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, right? Tata Cement, Tata Chemical, whatever you assume. Okay, so these three subsidiaries are there. Now, so Tata, generally what is happening? Tata Motor is using a different ERP. Okay, Tata Motor is using a different ERP. Okay, here ERP A, B, and C. I'm not quoting the name, Tally or something. Simply I've given name. So Tata Motor is using a different ERP. Tata Steel is using different ERP. Tata Cement is using different ERP. Okay. So what is the challenge? The challenge is generally if the Tata Group want to see some consolidated report at group level, consolidated report means, let's suppose if they want to see overall revenue for Tata Motor, like combined revenue, Tata Motor, Tata Steel, and Tata Chemical, right? So if they want to see the combined revenue, then what will happen, guys? This is called consolidated report. So if they want to see the consolidated report, in that case, first of all, they have to fetch the data from this ERP related to Tata Motor. Again, they have to fetch the data from this ERP, from ERP B, and they have to fetch the data from ERP C, and then they have to combine it to get the report, right? Instead of that, they thought, why not to use a single ERP itself in every subsidiary? Let's suppose they thought like, okay, we'll do one thing, we'll implement SAP in our all subsidiary. Okay, so if SAP is implemented, then what will happen, guys? Within few seconds they can see the combined or consolidated report, because Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, all are using the same ERP, same server, right? So in a single server itself, all the data are getting stored. So it is quite easy to get the consolidated report. And earlier, what was happening, guys? They are using different ERP, so there is no integrations between these ERP. Whereas now, all Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, every subsidiaries are using the same ERP. So it's very simple to get the consolidated report. So that's the reason Tata Group decided to go for SAP. So for Tata Motor, first of all, they thought, okay, first of all, let it be implemented here for Tata Motor, and once we'll check the performance, right? Once we are satisfied with the performance, then same will be installed and configured in the remaining subsidiary also, right? For Tata Steel and Tata Chemical. So look at here, guys. In Tata Group, for this Tata Motor, first time installation is happening. At group level also, first time itself was there, right? Of course, for Tata Motor is first time. Even for group level also, it is first time itself. So that is called implementations. Here it is going to be called, it is this project, Tata Motor project, in the sense installation and configurations will be called implementations. But Tata Steel onwards, the same installation and configurations will be done later in Tata Steel, Tata Chemical and other subsidiary. So that is called a rollout project. Okay, that is called rollout project. Okay, now even though if we are having, let's suppose, 100 subsidiary, okay, in Tata Group, if we are having 100 subsidiary, so for the first subsidiary, this SAP installation and configurations, okay, for first subsidiary is called implementations, and second subsidiary onwards, it is called a rollout project. Okay, so this is what is happening. Now look at here, if we talk about the definition, if a group company already implemented SAP for one subsidiary and want to set up the same for a different subsidiary, is called a rollout project, right? So this is what the simplest definition of rollout, right? In a group company already, if a group company already implemented SAP for one subsidiary, the first subsidiary, that is called your implementation project, right? And want to set up the same for a different subsidiary. Different means this one, this one. So these all will be called rollout, whereas the first one is implementation, right? I'll tell you guys. Now, practically also I'll explain what is the difference between implementations and rollout. But look at here, 100% steps. We have to configure each and everything during implementations. But in rollout, only 50 to 60% steps we have to follow. Okay, 50 to 60% steps only we have to follow. Remaining 40%, it's already done during Tata Motor. That itself will be used. Now, when I say these things, I know you guys are not able to visualize, right? Of course, I'm explaining theoretically, but as I said, I'll explain this practically also, so that you guys will be having 100% clarity, a perfect understanding. Okay, so no need to worry. In practical session, I'm going to explain that why, and 100% steps are there in implementations, why only 60% or 50% steps are there in rollout. So I'll show you practically so that you guys will be having perfect idea. Okay, now, so here I have explained a rollout project. What next? The next one is upgrade. Pretty simple, guys. Upgrade means, of course, we are upgrading from lower version to higher version. Here, lower version to higher version, because not only SAP, whichever ERP, whichever softwares are there, guys, in every software, lots of research and development activities are taking place. They keep on adding new functionality. So after some time, what will happen, guys? If they added certain new functionality, so of course the version of that ERP is changed, right? And if the client want to use that newly added functionality, they have to upgrade the version, right? So this is called upgradations project here. And if you talk about the definitions, look at here, shifting from one version of SAP to other. In upgrade project, we always shift from lower version to higher version. Pretty obvious, guys, right? Now, the last one, that is support project. So look at here, post implementation. It means after implementation. All SAP related maintenance error activity comes under support project. Okay. Now implementation is done in Tata Motor. Okay. So what will happen, guys, after implementation? Let's suppose we have done the implementation. SAP is implemented in Tata Motor. After that, we have handed over the software to Tata Motor, in the sense like in their system, SAP server is ready and the server become live. So what will happen, guys? Whatever the live data are there, live transactions are there, that will be recorded now into SAP. Okay. So it means once the SAP once the go live is done, go live means like, let's suppose SAP installations and configurations, everything we have done, we have performed the testing, everything was working fine. Then after, what is happening, guys? We have to hand it over to the client that now SAP server is ready. Whatever the activity, whatever transactions you guys were posting in legacy system, now you have to post in SAP system. So the moment we have handed over these, it means our activity, or in the sense our implementation is done. We have done with this SAP implementation. What next? So after implementation, the employee of Tata Motor, they will start recording this day-to-day transactions here into SAP. But do you think that they can proceed further independently without your support? It is impossible. If any error has taken place, let's suppose it's a software, guys, right? So if any error has taken place, who will solve this that particular error, right? If there is another requirement, let's suppose there is a report, and in that they are saying that I need to add one additional column here. Okay, one additional column, let's suppose, supposed to be added. Who will add this? We have to make some changes in configuration, or we have to customize. Who will do this? Of course, SAP consultant. It won't be done by Tata Motor employee, because they are not the expert of SAP. Who is expert of SAP, guys? It's you people. In the sense, after completion of these courses, of course, you guys are going to become SAP consultant. So it's you people who has to perform these activity, right? So once the implementation is completed, after that, what will happen, guys? Now Tata Motor will approach the IT companies for support. Let's suppose in Tata Motor, IBM has done this implementation. So most likely, once the implementation is completed, then support project also will be given to IBM itself. In the sense, Tata Motor will say now, so implementation is completed, so kindly give us support. And of course, there will be a contract for a particular durations, maybe for 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, whatever it is. Okay. So once again, negotiations will be there between Tata Motor and IBM. So IBM will give support to Tata Motor. So support means now if any error is taking place, it will be solved by SAP consultant from IBM. If any requirement is there, let's suppose to make some changes in the report, will be done by SAP consultant, right? So, and multiple in terms of configurations, let's suppose if they have to create a new terms of payment, if they have to set up certain house bank, okay, what is this terms of payment, what is house bank? These all like these all are the topic, guys. When I start the configurations practical session, then you guys will be having idea about these all topics. Okay, so it will be done by consultant. So in support project, what is happening, guys? Look at here, post implementation. After implementation, of course, now Tata Motor required support. So all the SAP related maintenance and error activity comes under support project. Okay. Here consultant means you people just receive the ticket. Ticket means what, guys? You guys are going to receive the errors or requirement. That errors or requirement is called tickets. Okay. So here consultant just receive the tickets, solve them and send them back to the client. Okay. So if you are a SAP consultant, so you will be receiving the requirement from client. If any error has taken place, client will just take the screenshot of that error and client will send this. Of course, there will be a procedure. Okay, there will be a procedure how to raise the requirement, how to raise the ticket, but ultimately it will be assigned to you. And what do you have to do? First of all, you have to analyze the error, right? By looking into error message, first of all, you have to analyze. And after that, you have to provide the solutions. Okay. So that's what I'm saying, guys. First of all, if you have to do analysis, so analysis can be done only if you have perfect, knowledge about SAP. Okay. Thorough knowledge about SAP. First of all, see, I'll tell you guys, because there are multiple institutions are there in the market. Okay, everybody are focusing just they are teaching the basic things only, and that's the reason, like here, so lots of people are lacking in terms of basic knowledge. Daily basis I receive multiple calls, messages from different candidates, right? And I have found like almost 90% of the people are having just the basic knowledge. So with basic knowledge nothing will happen, guys. You must be having pretty good knowledge, you must be having in-depth knowledge, right? So that you guys will be able to crack the interview also. And the most important thing is survival. So you guys will be able to survive also, right? So if knowledge is there, 100% job will be there, and 100% survival also will be there. And if knowledge itself is not there, guys, then no matter whatever promises are made by any institutions, even including me also, right? If I made 100 of promises, nothing is going to be, so nothing will happen, right? So focus on knowledge. Okay. Now, so, and as I said, like, no need to worry here. I'm going to explain everything in details, and that too with pretty simple and easy examples, so that you guys will be having perfect understanding. Okay. So this is what is happening here in support project, guys. So now we are having four types of project: implementations, rollout, upgrade, and support. And what is happening in every project here, I have explained theoretically. Once we proceed further, once I start like practical session, then you guys will be having more clarity on this.